So today's podcast episode came from a place of rush, panic, and, well, craziness. What I'm talking about, how I go about getting organized with your last-minute teacher's gifts when time is running out. Well, hello there, Diane here, and you're listening to the Parenting Guide Organizing Habits Made Easy podcast. I'm thrilled that you're here spending your precious time with me while you're out and about or just getting things done. So today's podcast episode came from a place of rush, panic, and, well, craziness. No, it's nothing health-related or anything like that. It's all stemming from love and appreciation. What I'm talking about is the last-minute rush to get your teacher's gifts. This is it, the final home stretch of a very busy school year. Here in our area, these last few months have been nonstop due to events and outings being approved and happening due to lifting of restrictions back in March. So you better believe our teachers, staff, and parents have been busy making the most of the tail end of this school year after the last 2 years of multiple restrictions and shutdowns. So this time of year, especially this one, is a good kind of overwhelming because the kids are truly benefiting. And what's exciting too is that I've heard and seen from many parents, they are now getting to see the inside of the school. How crazy is that when you think about how the last 2 years have been like? It's amazing how the little things we took for granted make such a huge difference in our lives now. Like, who would have thought that stepping inside your kid's school to either watch a show, volunteer, or even get a tour because it's your first time ever since your kid started kindergarten would get us so excited? To many parents, it's a huge welcome back to normal life. It's truly wonderful to see and experience. So back to the year-end chaos. On top of the events, outings, shows, exams, and final projects and preparation for summer, comes the time to say thank you and enjoy your summer. We either say or write on a card to the people who spend the most time with our kids, the ones who are tirelessly supporting them, guiding them, and basically helping to raise our kids. These range from the very present teachers and aides to those supporting them in the background, the staff. So when you ask teachers point blank what they'd like as a gift, they naturally look at you wide-eyed, nervously smiling and shaking their heads saying, I don't know, anything. But what they can tell you in unison and certainty without even blinking an eye is what they don't want. Another mug. You can get ideas from all over, Pinterest, any Facebook group with moms in it, and even doing a plain old Google search. From ordering to DIYs, the ideas are endless if you have time. And this episode is about not having much time to do all of the searching, ordering, or origamiing your gifts. So what do you do to show your appreciation and thanks when you have very little time and it's almost running out? Well, I'm about to tell you what you can do because I'm going through it right now. I'll give you some tips and ideas as well as provide you with a little template to help you out. Today's podcast episode is about getting organized with your last-minute teacher's gifts. Are you ready? Let's go. Number 1, make a list. So because time isn't on our side here, anything quick, fast, and easy, especially this last one, are a priority when it comes to the whole process from what to get, where to get the gift, and how they will be distributed. Now, depending on how many teachers' gifts you're giving out and how much you're putting in per gift, it can blow your gift budget if you don't plan ahead. Now, I know there's no more time to plan ahead, but this one thing is a must. Whether you have lots of time or not, make a list. It's the first thing I always do. Brain dumping all the names on a paper ensures that I don't forget anyone. I even group the names by kid. I get my kids to help me out because often teachers and staff change over the course of the year. Just a quick example of this year I was assigned to supervise the kindergarten class from the beginning of the school year until the holidays. And then the second half of the year, I got switched to the grade 5s. So it's a good idea to get the kids involved from the start because you have the latest scoop on the people supporting and guiding your kids. Another advantage about creating a list is that you have a clear picture of how many teachers' gifts you'll potentially need. I say potentially because some people give to all the kids' teachers, the specialty teachers like phys ed, music and dance, art, as well as the staff involved in their daily lives too, but more on the behind the scenes type of thing like the daycare supervisors, the secretary, the custodian, and even the bus driver. Having a list gives you the big picture and a good reality check. Little gifts here and there add up quickly. Before you know it, you've either gone over your budget and spent way too much, or forgot someone that you really wanted to thank with a gift, and then going well over your intended amount, or even feeling guilty about it all summer long. Look, going over ideal amounts happens to most of us, and we don't really talk about it because, hey, they're for our kids' teachers, and why shouldn't we give them more? They deserve it. They surely do, but at what cost to you? Okay, so back to looking at your list. You can decide what your budget is and the path you want to take. Take that allotted amount and give a little bit to everyone, or give more to specific individuals. This is a personal choice. Let me repeat this last part again. Whether you take the allotted amount you've budgeted for teachers' gifts and split it among the teachers and staff, or split it among a smaller specific group, the choice is yours, and it is a very personal choice. Don't go looking at what Ken's mom did or what Barbie is giving. I'm totally using known doll names here to drive the point. Teachers' gifts are optional, and it doesn't matter what the next family is doing. You do what's comfortable and right for you and your family. Okay, moving on. Number 2, make it easy. The million-dollar question that has thousands upon thousands of comments under hundreds of threads across Facebook groups involving moms. It's also the hot topic of conversation at the morning drop-offs and afternoon pickups, or on the field during baseball practice. What's the perfect gift for our most amazing teachers? Like I mentioned before, as sweet and beautiful the art is, don't give mugs. When you fall in the last-minute scenario, like most parents prepping for teachers' gifts right now, myself included, there's no time for making anything. Unless you're really quick and crafty. That's not me. Not with time constraints. So the best route and most flexible, easiest to get at, and readily available almost anywhere, online too, are gift cards. I know, many people find gift cards to be so impersonal, but it's the most flexible one out there. You literally let the recipient choose what they want from the store or company you selected. Even more choice is going with a Visa or MasterCard gift card, but then you're dealing with activation fees, which can eat up at your budget. So the next most flexible card out there is an Amazon card. The sky's the limit with this one. A friend of mine said that she felt bad that she's only able to put a smaller denomination than she'd really like. So I said, let's look at it this way. Whatever amount you're giving helps them get whatever it is that they want to get. Every little bit counts here, and truly, when it comes to a gift, whether it's an actual physical item or a gift certificate or card, it's the thought and intention that count. So when it comes to gift cards, you have choices from whichever company offers them. Now, when it comes to getting last-minute teachers' gifts that are gift cards, are you a one-stop shop, everyone gets the same thing, or different cards for different people? For sure, the latter is very personalized, well thought out, and requires time. So since the topic of today's podcast episode is focusing on last-minute gift items, time isn't on our side. So for us, I normally stick with gift cards from one store or company only, just because I want to keep it as simple and easy as possible. However, I do add personalized touches, which I'll talk about in a minute. A girlfriend of mine does the other way and gets gift cards from multiple places. Nowadays, you can get these at a store like Shoppers Drug Mart or Walmart, and you're all set. So if you're really down to crunch time, go with the smoothest and easiest thing for you to get. Remember, it's the thought that counts here. Number 3, make it personal. So remember I just briefly talked about personalized touches? I love doing this since my gift cards are all coming from the same place. My kids and I will write a special note for each person. So depending on the kids' ages, the note would either be written all by me and they would make a drawing and write their name as best as they could if they are in preschool or in kindergarten. Or they would compose their own thank you note and sign away. If they couldn't come up with anything, I'd have a template that they could follow and sign their name. If they wanted, they'd add a drawing too or decorate the card, which they did often. When it comes to the staff and specialty teachers that teach all of my kids, the message inside the card was a mix of either following the template and they all 3 signed it, or a personalized message someone would volunteer to write and the 3 would sign the card. Now, just to be clear, I'm not throwing blank cards on the table and having them sit and write non-stop until the pile is done. No, I'm not that much of a drill sergeant. I'm overseeing this whole production and we do them in batches, say 3 to 4 cards at a time. If you've been following me on social media or listening to a few podcast episodes, you may know a little something about me by now. I try to take maybe not every opportunity, but any opportunity as a teaching moment. The process may be redundant and maybe even a little boring for them, so writing mistakes do happen and things get forgotten. So it's important that there is some sort of organization and structure happening on the table. So for instance, whichever kid is assigned or has volunteered to write the card for the specialty teacher or staff has their name written next to the recipient. So this year, for example, I asked my oldest son, Kai, aside from his regular teachers, which one would he like to write a card for? I said, was there anything special you remembered happening this year that touched you, or was there something you loved or got inspired by what they did or how they taught it? If you're hearing some background noises right now, my kids are around, so I apologize for the extra noises you're probably going to hear going forward on this episode. So as I was saying, my oldest one volunteered to write a card for the secretary. He said, and I quote, "because she's always so nice in letting us into school when we're late." Okay. And he chose the daycare coordinator because she's so nice and sweet to me. Oh, my heart. Now, usually because he's the oldest and can come up with words a lot faster, he gets to write more cards than the other 2, but not much more. So I want to help you out. If all of this writing and coming up with what to say has you more overwhelmed and stressed, and writing something more than a thank you is just not doing it for you, I've got you covered, my friend. Head to dianejimenez.com/thank you note to print out or copy the thank you notes I'm using this year, and some I've used in the past. It's a 1-page PDF for you to use or inspire you and give you some ideas to come up with your own words to say. And so when the kids finish writing in the cards, the names of the teachers and staff get crossed off the list. The gift cards get inserted, envelopes get personalized, and sealed. I put 3 Post-its out with my kid's name on each Post-it, and the envelopes are stacked there, ready for each kid to distribute. If you choose not to handwrite because that'll just eat up more of your time, no worries. One message printed out multiple times and attached to a card, or using that alone as your card, still says personalized. It may not look personalized to you right now because all of your teacher's gifts and messages are identical on the table, but when distributed to the recipients, no one can tell or really knows what other teachers and staff got. Plus, they don't get them on the same day. They just love feeling loved and appreciated. But don't we all? And remember, it's the thought that counts. And don't forget to give yourself some grace here. Teachers' gifts are so very much appreciated, but they're also optional. Now, to add other personal touches, I know certain teachers and staff like certain things, so often I'll add chocolates or candy. A few years ago, when I was selling jewelry and accessories, I had a few samples lingering around the house that I really wasn't using, so I'd give those to specific teachers who I knew loved this brand of jewelry and accessories. Another year, I had extra unused lotions and creams from a well-known brand. I gifted those too to the staff and teachers I knew who liked these kinds of things. So these are quick ideas to give you when you don't have enough time to shop around or research. Okay, so there you have it, the skinny on how I go about getting organized with your last-minute teacher's gifts when time is running out. So I want to take this moment to congratulate all the teachers and staff constantly showing up for our kids each and every single day. The stuff that these wonderful people take on, go through, and give so generously for our kids' benefit, well-being, and development goes far beyond what they even get paid to do. They truly are amazing people who've devoted their time and energy for the love of teaching children and helping to make this world a better tomorrow. So thank your teachers and staff in any way you can. They truly deserve our love and support. So let's go over quickly how I go about getting organized with your last-minute teacher's gifts. Number 1, make a list. List all the teachers and staff that help and support your kids. This ranges from their main teachers to the bus driver. You set the limit here with what's comfortable for you and your budget. Number 2, make it easy. When you're out of time, simple and easy is the best way to go. So gift cards are the easiest and simplest teacher's gifts you can give. You can pretty much get them anywhere, even online. Nowadays, you don't always need a physical card. Some companies like Amazon offer online gift cards. It may not be personalized or even give that special feel, but they surely appreciate the option to choose what they want to get. Which brings me to the last point. Number 3, make it personal. Whether handwritten by you or the kids, or a combo, or even printing it out on a nice font with a special message is still very personal to the recipient. They're receiving a gift straight from the hands of your kids. How special and meaningful is that? All right, so my action item for you today is to print out my PDF for the thank you notes to give you a kickstart or a boost of inspo to get those teachers' gifts out quick. Time's running out. Okay, my friend, it's been a crazy few weeks, and I so appreciate your time and your kind words when I see you either in person or through DM. Thank you. Please, if you can, spare a minute or two to write your beautiful comments and post them up on Apple Podcast. I'd be forever grateful. And while you're there, or from wherever you're listening to this podcast right now, hit that follow button too. Thank you for joining me here today. I'll see you back here next week, okay? Bye-bye.